okay, I have a lot of things I want to say because that was a perfect pitch. You first of all, you paid attention to what the person was doing already. You asked questions, you listen, then you make the common link, right? You and I had Bernhard. So that is all these ways that you're creating this psychological safety before you make the ask. And then you tailor the ask to make sure that it fits the audience of the podcast. So like a good pitch is actually win-win. It's good for
Yeah.
you because you get to come on and talk about what you're selling. It's good for us because our audience cares and it's going to help them. And if they need more, if we have any Germans listening, they'll reach out and talk about your sales course. So, I'm on board with this. But what would you say to the person who thinks that that whole thing you just explained is manipulative because you're doing it for a reason?
Yeah. Um, of course, sales can be manipulative. Of course, knowing how the brain works and how people react to things can be manipulative. But after all, if you're trying to build something, doesn't matter if it's a business, if it's music, if it's an online course, if you try to build something sustainable, this will not work out for a long time.
Mhm.
So everyone who's really meaning what he or she's doing, we can't only work with manipulative tricks because after the first course, you wouldn't buy anything anymore. I'm
Right.
34 years old right now. I'd love to make money for longer than the next 3 years to pay my rent. So um, for me personally, also with music, I never tried to get as much money as possible out of someone. I always tried to build a relationship, long time relationship,
Yeah.
to have a long client, to have a long concert hall owner who likes me for a long time, not just like this one time lotto jackpot. Oh yes, I made a lot of money, and then they find out that everything is just a cheap trick, and you never get a call again because that's what's going to happen if you only try to look out for yourself and not for the interest of everyone.
Mhm.
So my advice would be if you could get more money out of it, but you know that in the long run this will somehow destroy your relationship, just don't do it.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, that's excellent. And I think the fact that you even take the time to do the research and ask good questions and listen. I mean, I always think that it's not manipulative when your intention is to serve and to actually listen and to pay attention and it takes time. So and as you're saying, I think integrity will shine through. People will see over time what kind of person you are and you can always kind of sense when someone's just trying to use you. So just for anyone listening who is against this whole like song and dance of asking the right questions and the comment thread and all of that stuff, it is so much more authentic and caring to the person you're asking to do that amount of work before because it shows that you're invested.
And also for yourself, let's say you want to record something, and then you're going to a music producer and you're a classical pianist. And this guy tells you, yes, for classical piano, my studio is the best. And then you somehow find out that there was a heavy metal singer right before you, and he also got told that, yes, for heavy metal singers, this studio is the best. And then 5 minutes after you, there is like a jazz band, and the guy tells them, yes, for jazz records, we are the best. So somehow it's also disrespectful to not ask the people what they're actually doing, because if I don't know what they're looking for, how should I know that my service really fits? And if someone tells you that no matter what you're doing, he or she does it the best anyways, then it's probably not really honest
Mhm.
because you can't be the best in everything, you
Mhm.
know?
Mhm.
So I think preparing for your clients, preparing for your conversations um, is a way of being respectful,
Yeah.
and having a solution for what they're looking for is also being honest and respectful. So what happens a lot of times actually is when someone asks me for one-on-ones and I'm telling them honestly, okay, you can have a one-on-one with me, but if you want to like talk about all the topics you want to talk about, this will be really expensive for you.
Mm.
Or you could just buy this course, for example, have 39 different lectures, and if you still have questions, we can talk about it. But then, like the basic um, knowledge is somehow like set. You don't have to like book 5 hours one-on-ones with. So having a solution for the actual problem is what you should actually try to achieve.
Mm.
Also with musicians, if someone asks you for, let's say you're playing weddings and not concerts, but let's say shows,
Mhm.
and someone looks for gigs. Yes, someone looks for someone for their wedding, for example, and they tell you exactly what they want. I want someone who plays violin and someone who sings and a piano player. And you're trying to oversell because you know that this guy has money or this couple has money. What's going to happen is at some point they will be like, but I just told you I want a singer, a violin player, and a piano player.
Yep.
So if there is no deeper reason for why you're suggesting something else, everyone will feel that something's off. Maybe they don't know why, but they will be like, okay, but why is there now a cellist and a saxophone guy? I didn't want this, you know?
I had that
And it,
exact scenario happen recently, and, I'd recommended a student to go to a house concert for this, lady who has money, and she told me the story after, and she said, "I told them I wanted this, very like a small, 1 or 2 person, and they proposed me their quintet and then wanted 1,200, 1,500 euros or something when the original idea was 1 or 2 for maybe 2 or 300."
mm,
And so she was offended, and rightly so, and the student was horrified because they didn't understand that they had somehow offended this woman. They were just proposing what they had. I was like, "Oh, well, my quintet is ready to play a concert right now, so that's why I gave that." Like, "Yeah, but
mm,
that's not what she asked for." So it was like this huge disconnect, and kind of I had to go in and, like, repair the relationship because 'cause I'm like, "I'm so sorry, like, she didn't mean it like that." Yeah,
yeah.
interesting.
Yes, and it's also fine to say, well, if someone's coming with some imagination and it's really stupid, you also have to tell them. It's your obligation to tell a client that he or she really is not where they actually want to be. So if someone would say like, I want to have a singer, a violin player, and someone who plays trombone, because that's my three favorite instruments, then you should be like, okay, but if you're doing that, then maybe it will not sound so nice because there has to be something and explain it to them. If you can explain the reason why you're offering something else than someone asks for, then it's fine because then it's consulting, kind of.
Right, right,
You're
right.
consulting someone to not make a stupid mistake by doing something stupid. You can't tell them, of course I can ask some trombone player, some singer, and some violinist, but I personally would not recommend this because it will not sound nice. I can show you some recordings and you can decide if you like it. And if you like it, we can do it. But I'm telling you now, it's not going to be as you imagine it. And then there is a reason. So what she could have said is, if we do it the way you want it, I have to put in extra rehearsals. I have to do an extra like research for the program. I have like 20 more hours of extra work,
Mm-mm.
which I have to calculate and then make you pay for it because I don't have information like this. What I can offer you is playing with my quintet, which on the paper now looks more expensive. But after all, they already know how to play together. They already have repertoire. So actually, it would be way cheaper to just do this instead of that. So then there is a reason I can understand that this is a better solution for me
Mm.
because even though it seems more expensive, it is actually cheaper if I'm doing it with this group. So then I have like this honest, empathic talk and this consulting moment instead of someone telling me, okay, pay more because we're five and I don't want to deal with this. And there's it's another it's the same topic, but it's another conversation.
Yeah, giving the reason why, showing that you're listening and that you actually care about what the client wants, I think are all great reasons to have an open conversation around what possibilities are. I hope we didn't offend any trombone players listening who are gonna write in and say, "I sound great with violin." What's the worst pitch you've ever heard? Let's hear it.
Phew, I don't know. I think the worst pitch is someone trying to sell you a solution you didn't ask for
Yes.
without qualification, which is exactly like what we talked about right now. So if I hire someone in this company I'm working for, I always make them I always give them some kind of role play where they sell something we actually don't sell. It's mostly something like pens or some like really ridiculous product. And I'm always telling them, okay, you have to your exercise is to sell me as much as you can for the highest price you can. And I'm like the office manager of a big company. So then they start like from the beginning. Yes, if you pay like only 20,000 euros for 80,000 pencils, you will never have to think about pencils again and look at the colors and blah, 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 blah. And at some point, I'm always saying, okay, but we just had our change and transformation going on. So there is no single paper in this company. We do everything on computers. So I don't care if you have the best pencil in the world. I don't need it. So I think what you have to understand is you can have the best product, you can have the best band, music, whatever. If the person next to you doesn't need it, then the conversation's over. So
Exactly.
if you're pitching something at the wrong table, then you're just wasting both of your time.
That's so good. Yeah, I know. I mean, I had to learn this because we had our social media programs and people didn't understand why they needed to post. So I can tell you all day, like, I will help you. I will tell you what to say. I will tell you what to do. I'll tell you what to write. And they're like, yeah, but why do I want to do this? And then I had to dig deeper and it's like, oh, they're actually afraid of being compared to their colleagues. They're actually afraid of what people are going to say about them playing online. They're worried about sound quality of posting on Instagram. They're worried, like, what's the actual fear underneath? And then I had to talk to that part of them and then help them understand that you will build visibility, build your network, get concerts. And this is how other people then have to use social proof, talk about other people who have gotten cool opportunities just from posting on Instagram. Like one girl in our mastermind got flown out to go solo with the Alaska Orchestra because she posted 10 seconds of her practicing Gershwin at home. One of her friends saw it. The soloist got sick. And then, boom, next thing you know, she's on a plane to Alaska. And I'm like, this is what can happen if you can share what you're doing so that people know how they can hire you. So then I had to, you got to approach it from all the angles with the authority, like, why should people trust me and all of this stuff. So, yeah, a pitch, it has to really be that you understand their problem.
Mm.
Okay, talk about concerts though, because how do you pitch a concert when there's no problem? Let's say.
Just one step back
Yeah, yeah.
about the story. The German word for coincidence is Zufall, which means something's falling towards you. So I think what you have to understand is that in music, especially in music, if you reach a certain level of technique, a certain level of musicality, the difference between someone who's really famous and someone who's playing a wedding show is Zufall. Because if someone falls towards you, you didn't do anything for it. You just
Mm,
picked it up. You took your chance, is what you would say in English. You picked it up and then you just like went along with it, being prepared, doing stuff like this. So if you never reach out to people, and social media is a great tool for that, you will never have this moment of coincidence because if no one can find you, how should they book you, you know?
how can they
And I
call
think,
towards you? Yeah, exactly.
yes,
I love
it's
that.
just like, and this is something also with most of the times the best musicians have the worst thoughts about posting, about sound quality, about whatever, because they always fear that they will do some mistake and then everyone's gonna judge them. And I think it has to do with the brain too, because the brain works the same since we lived in cages. And it was fine back then being afraid all the time, because if you weren't afraid, you were just like dying. But being afraid all the time right now, what our brain does is in my head, it's like, oh no, if I play this and it has a mistake, no one's gonna hire me. I will never have a job again, and that's it. My career is over. But what's actually happening in reality is I play a mistake. 99% doesn't even know I did. The 1% will forget about it in 5 seconds. And like the most of the people will just be like, oh, this is a really nice recording.
Mm,
Maybe I can book this person for my private event or
mm,
whatever.
mm-hmm.
And like being afraid all the time just like blocks your chance of getting forward in your career because yeah, it's like hiding in cages
Mm-hmm. Hmm.
and not like going out and trying to achieve something.
Yeah, that's why we're fearless.
Yes, yes. Because
Okay, just to wrap this, because I know most people listening to this are going to be wanting to pitch concerts. So, can you talk about what makes a good concert pitch and the problem solving aspect of a good pitch here?
yeah, so what I'm trying to do is also like finding out if the venue I'm reaching out to even could be interested in what I'm offering.
Hmm.
So let's say I've never done mailing campaigns where I just randomly choose like 80 venues from ChatGPT and just write the same email to all of them because it's just a waste of time, and it doesn't like get you closer to what you want to achieve. So having a clue about what music is played in those venues normally, who's responsible for booking, and how many slots are free for like coincidental mailings is really important to know, you know. So if I want to play, let's say, in a small comedy club with my comedy show, I'd first of all try to reach out, calling them, or like if it's really close, going there and like looking looking out to talk to someone in person after watching another show from a colleague. So why? Because I think venue owners are really they're overwhelmed with the amount of messages they get.
Mhm.
Like everyone, it's so easy to just like message stuff um with no value, and they're like they have tons of emails, and most of the times, even in small clubs, the owner is doing everything. The owner is like the owner, he's the bartender, he's the booking manager, he's like trying to make everyone feel good, and he's like collecting the tickets, hanging the jackets. So this one person does everything. And after a whole day of work, they don't have they don't have the time, and they don't have the energy to sit down and go through 150 emails.
Yeah.
So if you just like try to reach people the way they want to be contacted, or the way you know it's easier to contact them, will help you a lot. So
Mm.
choose how you contact the people, and know who you want to contact and talk to, and then have something to say which is interesting. So let's say I want to play in, I just say some venue, I know they will not be mad if I tell them. So Café Kreuzberg, 7th District, is a really small cafe in 7th District. The lady who owns it is Sonia. And Sonia is really nice. So I would just call her after 2 p.m. because she always works late at night. So I don't want to wake her up. And then I just go like, hey, Sonia, um, yesterday I've been at the show. This guy played or this girl played, and it was really lovely. Um, and I just wanted to ask you, is it fine for you if, or do you have free slots where I could actually play? Or what music are you looking for when you're booking concerts? Or
Mhm.
is there some like ask questions if to make sure that if you pitch something, this will be something she could look for. So, who normally plays there? I was going through your program, and I saw this and that guy also plays there. We studied together, we played together. I know them, whatever. So I have this personal link again.
Yep.
Um, and then talk to her a little bit about her situation, about probably something completely different, about like the um, challenges in the hospitality community in the year 2025, to just make a conversation, talk to the person as if she's a person, and not as if you just want to sell something, so that you have like this moment where you actually have an exchange, you know. If
Mhm.
she feels free about talking about her challenges in hospitality, the step to ask her for a concert date is not so far away as if you just call her and say, "Hey, Sonia, I want to play. I play piano. I'm really good at it. Let's do it." You know?
Oh, man, I have a concert series, so I've gotten quite a few emails that have been like, "Hi, can you book me?" And I'm like, "You didn't even ask anything about me or what we look for or what we do," or, yeah, 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 I hear you.
Yeah.
So call, ask questions, get to know them, build the relationship, see how you can fit into what they are looking for, how you could tailor your pitch to that person, treat people as people. Anything else?
Sometimes it's not possible to call the person you want to call because it's just like you don't reach them, or there is no phone number or whatever. Also with mailings, also in social media. Just like the first messages should first of all not be like so long that no one wants to read it. So
Okay.
just like make sure that it's like a text you would read yourself.
Okay.
If you're looking at the layout and you're like, okay, I would never read that.
Mhm.
Okay, change it.
Mhm. Mhm.
And then, also try to like build your email and your texts and everything you're doing um, in a way that there is a reason for why you're contacting people.
Mhm.
So um, I was going through your program, and I saw Mike Stern was playing there. He's my idol since I'm 9 years old. I love listening to this and that recording. Um, would it be okay for you if I share my link of my music for some feedback? I would really love for someone who books great music like that to give me feedback on what I'm doing.
Mm, mhm.
So then I have a reason why I contact this person. This person feels valued because I just asked for his feedback or her feedback on my music, which is completely different than telling someone, this is my music, it's awesome, book it.
Yep.
Um, so making someone willing to respond
Mm,
in the way that you would be willing to respond is something you should think about.
that's great. Um, can you touch briefly on follow-ups and strategies around that? Because I know a lot of people listening get really uncomfortable when they send that message, no answer. Oh, they hate me. They hate my playing. I'm so embarrassed. I can't, they didn't answer. I've had so many people in coaching settings being like, I can't put myself out there because I didn't play well and they didn't like me and that stuff.
If you don't get answers 99% of the times, it's not because they thought your record is bad, it's because they never opened your emails.
Okay.
So the first step, if you're like sending the fourth email already, or let's say you sent one email and you didn't get a message, probably it's because the one person working in this venue just didn't have time going through 150 emails.
Hmm.
So what you could do is writing more often so that your chance of being picked coincidentally, because this person probably just they have like 10 free slots for concerts, they open 10 messages if the program fits to what they're just listening to, they book it and they never look at the other 140 emails. So if you are 10 times in this 150 unread emails, your chance is 10 times higher that someone coincidentally press your emails than if you're not in there. The second thing, what you could do if this is not the reason, is choose smarter subjects. We also had this in the coaching session. So open demand on my 10th email in the subject will make someone open your email, because if I have something saying open demand, I'm like, oh my God, what did I forget to pay now? You know? So I'm opening the email and then I would write something like, hey, Michelle, it's Dominik. I have an open demand. I was writing like 10 emails to you. It's fine if you don't like my music, just please answer and say yes or no so that I stop wasting your time. You know,
Yeah.
be creative with stuff like this. And people most of the times react like you're reacting right now. They're like, sometimes I even say, sorry for the sales trick, but I
Yeah.
was wondering if you could maybe tell me if you had time to go through my emails. Because at some point, as I said before, a no is better than a yes without commitment. So if you have a no, you can just like move on, choose the next 10 venues and just write to them, talk to them, don't waste your time.
Excellent advice. Okay, everybody, we need to be persistent. We follow up until we hear back. We look for creative ways to make them respond to us. And above all, what is it?
And also in follow-ups on the phone or in every talk, it doesn't matter if it's like already a business meeting or if you're already in a conversation. If you meet someone and you think that what you're doing has value to this person and what she or he does has value to you, just make sure that you have a follow-up set already. My team is all the first thing everyone is trained working in my team is never leave a meeting without a follow-up. So no matter how hard you're trying not to give me a date, it's not going to happen because we will not leave this call without a follow-up if it's not already settled. So asking someone like, okay, I'm gonna look through your music and I'll write you back. No, it's not good enough. Okay, yes, it's fine. Is it okay for you if I don't hear from you till 25th of November that I'm gonna call you again? Ah, yes, okay, it's fine for me. Or you can frame it in the no way. Would it
Would it be a
would it be
problem if
a
I
problem? Would it be a worse idea? Would it be a bad idea to call you on 25th of November? No, it's fine. Actually, 25th of November is fine for me. Okay, I'm gonna call you at 11. I'm sending you a Google Meet right
Oh,
now.
this is the
So
best thing you've said on this podcast. This is gold. Yes, so good. So good. Okay.
never leave a meeting without follow-up. And if someone really tells you, if you ask someone, is it a bad idea to do something on this day? And the answer really is, yes, it's a bad idea, then just set another date, because if someone doesn't have time for you right now, then you don't want to talk to this person because he's stressed. He has a hustle. He has to go somewhere. He has some other thoughts going on. It's not the time for you to pitch. So um, if someone really tells you, yes, it's a really bad time for me to talk right now, then just don't start crying and go back to your cave again. Just be like, okay, when is a good time to talk? And then just set date. Never leave a meeting without follow up. Never, never, never.
This is so good. This is so good. Yeah, I'm thinking about how this goes for anything that you're asking. Like if you're asking someone if they want to work together and they're like, "Oh yeah, I'll look at it and get back to you." It's like, "Okay, like how about next week we touch base?" It's always kind of making that hard follow
Yeah,
up. Like I will be in touch again. Like you will hear from me. So then it just provides that extra incentive. I love this. We also do this when we're inviting people to workshops and they're like, "Oh, I need to think about it." I'm like, "Great. Is it okay if I check in after the weekend?" Super casual. Follow-ups can be friendly. You don't
mhm,
have to annoy people or be overbearing. You can just casually suggest, like, "Oh, what about next week? Can I check in with you?" Yeah, sure. I mean, we have found the most success selling, let's say, inviting people to the Fearless Artist by being friendly and chill.
yeah,
Like, no needy energy. No, like, "Oh my god, I need you to sign up for my program." I'm just like, "Hey, I think this could really help you. Here's why. Come to a free call, see if it's something that you need, and then afterwards we can talk details. No pressure."
yeah,
Right? Especially because every musician is, like, terrified to spend any money ever. So
yeah,
so I've had to learn to be, like, super casual and friendly, but actually that suits me so much better because then I don't feel like I'm pushing something down someone's throat, but I can invite them way more often to come check it out for free. No pressure.
yeah. And sometimes also, like, in addition, sometimes we all live, there's like a world going on outside of our whatever we're doing. So for example, short story. Um, Someone asked me again for some coachings, and I also told this guy, okay, just like buy the online course because you will save a lot of money. So then
Which is
some
hilarious. You're, like, anti-selling your own stuff.
yes, because for me it's better that they are happy, and then I get recommendations and referrals instead of like having someone spending 10 hours and a lot of money with me, and then like maybe thinks to himself, okay, but I could have gotten this from ChatGPT. Yes, you could have. That's why I told you, don't do it with ChatGPT, do it with the online course. Then you really have what you're looking for and you save a lot of money. So I told him exactly what I told you right now. So for these topics, everything's included. Just do it because it's way cheaper. So this guy is like in his 50s now. So after a week, I was writing him again, follow up because he didn't buy the course. So I was like, hey, is there any problems with the link? Is there something not working? Can I help you? Because you seemed really interested and now I didn't hear from you anymore. He didn't answer. So you could be pissed now, like, okay, I spent so much time telling him the you could. But why would you? It's just like business, you know. No
Mm,
one does something on purpose against you. So after another week, I wrote him again, hey, I have the feeling that this online course is something which is not for you, because he also told me he's not so into computer and stuff, but he'll check it out. So I asked him, okay, I have the feeling it's not for you. We can also like just grab a coffee and do a normal one-on-one if it's better for you. It's fine for me. Just tell me what you need and how you want to like go on with that, because the worst thing would be that you don't like to do the online course and now you don't get the help you need for what you're looking for, just because we didn't find like a way to make it fit for you.
mhm,
So
mhm.
what actually happened was that his mother died and now he's busy like trying to get everything in order again. So he's completely somewhere else in his head. So we had a really nice conversation about this then, and now we have like an understanding that whenever everything like chills down, we're going to have one-on-ones afterwards. So if I'm angry, if I'm grumpy, if I'm unhappy about something and I don't ask why it's not like moving forward, even though we had a nice call, I'd probably, first of all, disappoint a human being, and second of all, lose a client
Mm,
because I'm angry and no one cares.
mhm.
You think that this guy would have cared that I'm angry on the day his mother died because he didn't buy my online course?
Yeah,
No.
crazy.
So
Yeah.
understanding the other person in a really like respectful way and in an interested way, being interested about the people you work with, this will always help you grow your business or your music or your whatever, because yeah, people feel if you really like mean it or if you're just acting.
Yep, 100%. And giving that zoomed out perspective is so crucial. Like people have other things going on in their lives, and I think musicians take a lot way too personally. That's something that I've also had to learn. Like it's not about us, right? So yeah, I love that you shared this story. It's really powerful. Okay, we always finish the episode with action point. What's one thing that anyone listening can go do right now to get better in sales as a musician?
Never leave a meeting without a follow-up.
Yeah.
Actually, this is the most important thing.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. I'm gonna start using that. I mean, I think we use it pretty consistently, but yeah, it's great advice. Dominic, thank you. This has been so helpful.
Thank you.
Anything I missed? Anything else you want to add?
I think we could talk for another 2 hours,
I
but
know.
I don't know if anyone else would listen to another 2 hours.
Well, everybody leave some feedback so Dominic knows how much you appreciate his wisdom, his where can we find you? Where can we follow you?
Actually, best thing would be on Instagram, probably. Landolt Dominik. It's me.
Okay.
And feel free to DM me if I'm not writing back. I'm probably in a meeting and not listen to your music and thinking you're not playing nicely enough to get an answer.
Okay, we're gonna tag you in all the stuff so people can find you. And guys, go ahead and DM Dominic, ask him any questions around sales. And thanks for listening. As always, screenshot this to your stories and tag us. We will reshare, and we'll see you on the next episode. Dominic, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, guys. Be fearless.